Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Ivy. That's Dakota. And we are out in the field today. We're gonna extend this barn. It's pretty small. It was just a temporary. This is gonna be for our goats and our one sheep. And 3 of our goats are pregnant. So come February, we're gonna have some babies. So we definitely need some more room. So we got some pallets from a neighbor for free. So, and all of our tin here is recycled from sheds friends didn't want, old barns that fell down. The posts are from an old barn that fell down. So we have only paid for the screws to put everything together. So it's definitely been a blessing to get everything done that we have done so far on our farm. We did buy, all new fencing to be able to fence this off. So when we first moved here in 2020, nothing was fenced off. Our backyard wasn't, which you can kind of see. And our field wasn't, which kind of goes out pretty far. We only have about 2 acres of land, give or take. But that's still quite a bit for the small farm that we have. We currently have 7 goats. 2 are male, the rest are female. This is Jack. He is blind in one eye. He is a mini Nubian. And then that's Sealy. So we bottle fed both of these boys, so they're super sweet. We got Sealy first from our friends at Pamela's Homestead. And then we got Jack as a companion, because you can't just have one. And so they are a part of the family. They were inside with us. We had them living in a crate with us and everything. And then we bought all of our females who came with a sheep, which was kind of a surprise. We definitely weren't prepared for a sheep, but we're learning as we go. She does have wool, so it's definitely a benefit to have her. We have currently 62 chickens. That includes all the babies, roosters, and full grown. And we have 3 ducks, 2 dogs, and 2 cats. And both of our dogs are out here, and I think our cats are out here somewhere too. I am in a wheelbarrow for the duration of this video. I'm in a cast, so therefore I can't do much to help, so I just hold the video today as we start our journey redoing this building. The floor of this building is tires, and then we have wood laying over it, and I fell through the wood, and that's how I actually hurt my foot. So we'll be redoing the floor as well. We just like to give them a little step. They like to jump and be off the ground, so we just thought we'd elevate it for them. But we've got some better things to use as the floor. So right now he is, see if we can zoom in here. He is taking off some of the tin so we can extend this wall out. There's one of our cats. This is Binks. He's all black, and then we've got an all white cat. So everything that we have done to our farm so far is, which the van is in the way so I can't show you, but we have a coop in our backyard that we built entirely out of, zoom out here, entirely out of pallets. I think we spent maybe $50, $60 building the coop, because I guess that's one good thing about having crutches. Maybe $50, $60 just to buy the screws, and then we put some, we found some discounted, what would you call that wood on the outside of the coop, babe? The outside of the coop, what wood is that? Wood paneling, yes, that's the word. So we found some discounted at the discount lumber store down the road. And that's where most of our money went on the coop, besides screws. Everything else was free. We used everything that was there and around us to build most of it. So we've built that, and then we have built a hay barn just on the other side of the van here that we have used. We didn't buy anything new for that. I think all we paid on that was screws. And then we have this hay manger out here that we built out of just leftover free scraps that we could find. So we have been blessed with everything we've done so far. The most expensive part of our journey has been the fence, by any mean. The backyard was definitely the most expensive. We took our time building that. That was the first thing we did. Which you can see that it's lumber, and we stained it by hand, and it was freezing when we did it. We put it all up by ourselves, and then we did the fence out here, which took us about 3 days, I think, give or take, to do that. We've got 2 gates into our property there, and then out by the road, which I'm not very good at turning around right now since I'm stuck in a wheelbarrow. But you can see the goats are very active in everything we do. They know us. They come running when we're outside. Our chickens love us. They follow us everywhere. Right now our chicken's free range, and we did have, actually we may have lost one today. We had to run off a hawk earlier this morning. But we plan to enclose our chickens to give them ultimate protection. Hawks have been our biggest problem out here. We don't have an outside dog. Both of our dogs were inside dogs before we moved out here. So we haven't gotten us, eventually we'll get us a dog. I think our next thing to get is gonna be a donkey, just to help with foxes and raccoons once we get the coop out here. We've been looking at a mini donkey, but we'll see. They're all definitely curious about what we're doing. You can see these 2 are pregnant. They are pygmy, half Nigerian. Their mom is pygmy. And then this one is, I think, just now starting to show. She is pygmy Nigerian as well, but her mom is full pygmy. She just wants to help. All right, so we are gonna pause from here and we will add more as we go. All right, so now we got a rooster out here coming to join us. This is our I Am Tsunami. He is beautiful in the sunlight. He's got shades of green and blue. He ran off, the goats ran him off, but he is beautiful. He's one of my favorites. He actually mates with my lavender Orpington, so I'm hoping to hatch the right egg and get the lavender Orpington mixed with the I Am Tsunami. And then I've got a purple and black bird. It'll be beautiful. So these posts we've already got deep into the ground. So what we're gonna do is we're just going to attach pallets and build on from there. We will, after we attach the pallets, we will add more tin to fully cover it. There's our boys playing. Sealy is definitely more delicate with Jack than he is with when he's playing with the others. He knows he's a little different. Here comes Pearl. She's a little skittish too. Unless you have treats, then she's not that skittish. So they're playing King of the Hill. First it was Mama, now it's Penny. So Penny and her babies. So Mama and her babies can't join. That's Mama. Blue. And Snow, if she'd look. That's Snow. You can see she's pregnant. See if we can get the right angle. She's pregnant. Possibly Mama as well. This would be the daddy. Look at his beautiful little fro. He's probably gonna try to climb up in my lap again. Get right. He tried and got stuck.
I gotta go get the small screws.
Forgive me, I'm not very good at this video making. I don't quite know how to work it, but it will get better as we go. This is just our first video to kind of introduce us and show the project we are working on now. So I'm gonna pause for now and we'll come back in a minute. So to work with what we have, which we don't have any more posts to put in the ground. So to get our stability, we will take apart some of the pallets like this one, and we'll use it to help right here. Since the pallets themselves have quite a bit of stability, and then the tin will help stabilize it. Just these extra reinforcements will make sure that the building is sturdy enough to withstand the goats knocking around, you know, doing as goats do. So everybody's worn out from running around. Here comes Jack Jack. Our main goal is to just make sure it's big enough to house them in the winter and out of the doorway. So we're gonna leave the doorway, but we need to make sure that they have plenty of coverage to get out of the way. Supposedly it's supposed to be a really bad winter. Last year was pretty rough. We did not have any of the goats last year. We did have chickens during the winter. We got our first chickens, I don't exactly remember when. We got them as babies, maybe in like July, our first 6. And then, well, maybe it was sooner than that. I don't really remember, but we had them before we had our backyard fenced in, which was winter when we put our fence up, but they were already pretty big. and lived in our house for about 6 months. And then we finally got our chicken coop put together. And when they got big enough, we moved them outside. Well, we got our chicken coop first, and then we put up our area around it, the fencing around it. But we wanted to make sure they were big enough. And we moved them outside when we got some more. We bought some full-grown chickens to go with them, because we just had the 6, and we moved them all out there. And then once we got our backyard fenced in, we realized that it wasn't enough room for all the chickens we had, so we just decided to let them free range. And now they just kind of go as they please. They go in the field behind, they go visit the neighbors. Most of the neighbors have gone and bought treats for the chickens for when they come to visit. One of our chickens was even walking down the road to go visit a neighbor, and he was outside and, you know, getting ready to give it a treat, and it got hit by a truck, and the truck moved on, and he sadly brought our chicken home and was like, "I'm so sorry." I'm not sure if he was more upset than us or if we were. But, you know, we did get lucky, and the few neighbors that we do have are pretty nice. Across the street, they have goats and cattle and sheep, and they just got chickens. And then the neighbors next to us, they gave us all these pallets. We have some neighbors down the road that we exchange eggs for fresh honey. We exchange vegetables with our neighbors across the street. They grow things and we grow things, and we exchange. So we have a pretty good relationship with most of our neighbors. But it's just funny, you know, you'll just see a line of chickens walking down the side of the road to go visit the neighbors who have bought bird seeds and all sorts of stuff. I think somebody said they bought mealworms, another one bought bird seeds, and so it's just fun to listen as they kind of grow with us. We have done quite a bit since we've been here, not as much as we've hoped. He's about to knock me over. Hey, you better be careful. You're gonna knock mommy over. But looking from the outside in, you can definitely tell that we have done a lot since we moved in here. But to us, on the inside, it looks like we haven't done a lot in our eyes, because we had bigger plans to be further along than we are now. But as you know, a pandemic hit and things are harder to come by now. But we have been very lucky and very blessed with what we do have. And I know there's so much more in store for us. We are definitely learning as we go. We did not plant this year just because it's a 7-year, it's a year of rest. And so we did not plant. So instead of planting, we worked on expanding our animals. That's when the spring is when we got Sealy and Jack. And then, let me see, I think we got them in March, and then in June, we got the rest of the goats. And then we got our ducks. I guess in July was when we got our ducks. And we've just been hatching chickens and looking for chickens. We have the desire, I should say, to eat our chickens, but at the same time, I really enjoy just looking at chickens. I love the different colors, their different personalities. So we have decided to eat roosters, and then a little later on, we will get a pen of just meat chickens, just strictly meat chickens. Right now, you know, I love all the different types of chickens I have and all the different colored of eggs that they lay. That is probably what I love the most about just an array of chickens. But also, when you're having a bad day, just going outside and watching them. One of our ducks has started laying. Another one is definitely too young. We got her as a baby with 3 other babies because that's all the co-op had.
Come on out.
And